Hi folks, Bob here, and we're once again visiting the Morrison Expansion in Port Prehistorique, and this time we're going to look at a couple of sauropods. Um, we're standing outside the Torvosaurus area now, near the two kiosks, and we're going to go around toward those food kiosks, headed toward the building that you can see in the background right now. You can see sauropod fence ahead of us there on the left. Um, and you're starting to get a better impression of what the building in front of us is doing. This is the viewing area for this great plane, delta plane presumably, area, and you can see two sauropod silhouettes and the legend for the building, which is the Morrison Overlook. Can't see much of the other end from here because of the plantings, but as we advance, you can start to get an impression of what's going on here, and of course a brachiosaur in the far distance. On the left, there's an elevator for our handicapped guests to get them up to the upper viewing level, and you can see stairs right here on the right for other guests. So we've got a rearing brachiosaur in the distance, but in the near distance, you can see the rocks there. The sauropods don't like to walk on those, so that helps keep them away from the glass here, and yet still gives our guests a good view of these extremely large animals. Binoculars as necessary, as always, for a long distance viewing, and the care buildings in the far back there. They're sketches, just marking out the spaces. You're not seeing any visitors here because at the moment the fences are broken. I tried several times to get them remade, and it still wouldn't recognize the exhibit. So I'm just going to let it rest till the devs do the fence rework and see what happens. So we go up the stairs, and this is the upper level of the platform, which gives them, for the smaller sauropods, a sort of head level view. But Brachiosaurus, of course, is considerably larger than that. They have a significant water area. You can see the Brachiosaur wading there, trying to be all retrosaur. And there's seating up here, and over here is a few stairs up with a small ramp to the sauropod feeding area. Bare bones again, looking for those backstage props. Coming soon, and can maybe flesh this out a little bit better. You see the safety caution stripes to keep the guests from getting too close to the edge, because the sauropods can get their heads up here, particularly the Camarasaurus. So the two animals in here are Brachiosaurus and Camarasaurus, and we have a special Camarasaurus in there. It's not just shadowy silhouettes you're seeing out there. So here's the overview. It's, as I said in the previous video, near the Torvosaurus exhibit, so their elevated area gives them a chance to see into this area and get some enrichment watching animals move around. So there's room for expansion. I think it would be great someday if an area like this could be turned into a safari ride. Not sure where exactly I'd place it, but I have a few ideas. And now it's animal video time with cheers from the Camarasaurus. This is the mid-sized Camarasaurus. I forget the species name off the top of my head. But we've got three of these guys in here and one Brachiosaur right now. The care building behind these guys would be the one for the Camarasaurus, because the entry gate is lower than for the Brachiosaur, which is out there waiting through the water. It's that old, Jurassic Park. Rumble. Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus wading out of the lake, although don't have any Parasaurolophus. They are here to be drinking at the water hole when the Brachiosaur comes out. They've got a couple of feeding towers out there. and they're positioned so it will bring the animals closer to the viewing area, which is the building you can see in the back there. The distances are quite large. These animals need a lot of room, and again, with that idea in my head to turn this into a safari ride, having a lot of room is significant. So I did want the water deep enough for them all to wade. It's obviously not deep enough for the Brachiosaurus to swim. And here's our special guy. We got a melanistic Camarasaurus. Looks pretty sharp with the, yes, yeah, he thinks so too. Looks pretty sharp with the natural banding there being as the darkest black and what would have been lighter color on its conspecifics being the lighter black. Makes for a neat looking animal. Anyway, so these guys walk around and eat and drink, and so not a lot of activity with these big guys. They just impress with size and majesty, I guess. It's pretty neat background to see these animals against, I think. As you've probably heard, next week we will be getting the first part of Update 11 with reworked fences from the devs and some new modules. So the gameplay is going to start ramping up. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle doing videos of that for you guys, but it's a thing to keep in mind. That the videos I'll be doing as those updates pieces come out are probably going to change. We may get away from Port Prehistorique for a little bit. One thing I noticed with this sauropod here, he puts his head down and it gets wet. So obviously the devs are using some kind of wetting filter on these animals that's set to whatever water level they waded into, and it changes as the animal moves. So when he puts his head down, his head gets wet, and as he lies down, the water level goes higher on his body. It's a little weird, but there it is. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you again in more videos, and be kind to each other out there, and just be nice to folks. This is Dino Bob signing off for this week.